turns into like an 8. I promise you. You literally have been getting up every day, training your schedule. We broke down the schedule, right, from like 6 a.m. to like 6 p.m. Sometimes 8 p.m.
You only see dudes.
You only seeing guys. That's all you see. And then next thing you know, somebody, this like the fans come in or one of them trainers walk by and you like, ooh.
Whoa. That's my
like,
speed.
Like, you start noticing stuff, and then it's crazy because you know you got camp eyes because once you get out of camp, you like, damn, what was I thinking? Like, oh my gosh.
Post clarity. Like, whoa.
I was
like we said, there's something about them weeks of camp because a day of camp is like a week, bro.
Man,
dog days.
It's really,
2 3 days.
It's
that's why by the third day you feel like a week has gone by. You know what I mean?
So the crazy thing is, right? So at one point, I actually had the opportunity to go recruit an NBA free agent. All right. So Tim Connolly, right? He was the GM of the Nuggets. So when I was in Denver, like me and him got tight. After you won the Super Bowl, I was in Miami. He calls me and says, "Hey, I want you to come help me recruit Paul Millsap." He said he's one of my favorite players. I said, "Well, what you want me to say to him?" You know what I'm saying? I play football. Like, what you want me to say? He was like, "Nah, just go and tell him what it's like to win in Denver." So he flew me out to Atlanta. We had a meeting with his agents. Michael Malone, the head coach of the Nuggets, was there, right, before they won the championship and all that. So I'm in there just, shooting the shit with Paul, and I asked him, like, yo, what's training camp like? I said, shit, we be done at probably like 3 o'clock. Oh, we be done at like 3. I'm talking about like maybe 8 to 3.
8 to 3?
Or 8 to 4, something like that. 9 to 3, 9 to 4. And they be done. And I'll be like, nah, that's crazy because we be in that thing 12 hours.
Sometimes more.
Sometimes more.
Yeah, if you're
more. 14 hours. It'd be 14 hours, right, for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or 12 to 12, 8 to 8, 8 to 10.
But I'm telling you, the younger you are, it's like 6 a.m. Because remember, you can't, like I was talking about, you can't go in that training room with the same time the vets get in there. You got to be in there early. So that's 6 a.m. getting done at like 8:30.
If you lucky, because you got to study that playbook. If you don't know that playbook.
They ain't got no, he gave me the whole rundown. We ain't got no curfew on the road games.
Man.
Hey, basketball players be chilling.
Bro,
Chilling.
think about how creative you get. Okay, let's say meetings get out 8:39, curfew at 10. How creative do you get with that hour and a half?
Right? It depends on what you want to do.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that's how.
Depending on what you're looking for.
Right,
Man.
Depending on what you're looking for.
It's gonna be days where I'm getting my food, I'm going to sleep. It's gonna be days, okay, we got
I'm finna go take a trip around the corner real quick.
I want to go nap in my own bed for an hour.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro, get there
I literally left camp just to go get in my own bed and drove right back. I thought about it on the way back. I'm like, this is actually crazy. I drove an hour to get sleep. I drove an hour to get.
See, that's why I didn't really like that. So my only camp that I went away was with the Raiders. We went to Napa. I wasn't really a fan of that. I'm a fan of just staying in the same, and then because that way I can go hit the crib on a break. And my house is like 15 minutes away, 10 minutes away. So I love that. You know what I'm saying?
You drove to Napa?
Yeah.
I didn't have that experience. Every single place that I went to, we was always away. But like I told you guys before, Arizona was probably the best place because the hotel was right there. So when I played for them, we just go to the hotel room.
Yeah. That was the only caveat. To get home, it was about an hour up that turnpike.
So you drove an hour to get home. How much time did you have to get back?
He said, I got
the timeline.
I got 2.5 hours. I'm gonna drive an hour, sleep for an hour.
Yeah, you already know. It's like, okay, even if you get a day off, you gotta get treatment.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
that's true.
So it literally would be, I think if we got out 8:39, I'll push home, get that night, wake up, we'd probably be back around like maybe 9, 10.
For the day off.
That was worth it to you though.
What?
On me. I feel you.
Like, yeah, that's what I mean.
Making
like
that drive.
I'm making that drive.
That jail bed hurt.
Be crazy.
It's comfortable at home. Like that Napa shit.
Yeah.
It was nothing in Napa, bro. It was nothing. So you literally in your room or in somebody else's room the entire time. Like,
I ain't gonna lie. Wofford for Carolina, it was like what y'all talked about in Pittsburgh. He just been killing it, so I ain't said nothing about it.
Right. He going crazy on it, like, hey, that's what it is.
Well, training camp is as we already know, that's a blessing to curse, but it teases up for what we love to do, which is football. We got to talk about what happened in preseason one. How we like Shedeur Sanders out the gate. I mean, I know I'm happy for him. What did you guys take in from that highlight tape that he demonstrated in game one?
To me, what he showed in college is he's poised under pressure. Before even the touchdowns or the throws, because I actually seen him miss a couple throws that I know coming up when he hits those, I'm like, man, the game gonna be even better. But I saw him avoid sacks. I saw him have good control with the ball. I just saw him relax back there, and I think honestly, for a fifth round rookie quarterback, I think that's what coaches want to see is you not get rattled when you get in the blitz. I see him check and slide the line to the blitzes and everything. He looks comfortable to me, and
He looked like he belonged.
Looked like he belonged in the TDs that he did throw. Very nice dots, if I will. That one in the back of the end zone, I was like, that's a tough ball.
I think when he gets to one receivers, like if he ever gets the chance to play with them, like he threw a slant that got dropped on target, bullet, and he should have caught it, but he didn't. I think those mishaps for him are gonna be less when the starters come back. He had twos playing with him on top of that, so I think he sat in the pocket, like you said. He sat in the pocket. He made his reads, made his throws. Elusive, like bro, he scrambled well.
Downs.
You know what I'm saying?
I was like, man.
I think he took a sack and then learned from it, came back and threw the ball. Like the next one, he got pressured. He threw the ball out of bounds. Like he started managing the game better as he got on. You know what I'm saying? I think he should start. Honestly,
I think it's even more important than one receiver is once he gets that 1-0 line. You know what I'm saying? Because the Cleveland Browns O-line has always been, not always, but for the last decade at least been solid. Solid.
Always.
You know what I'm saying? And so, but like you said, the progression throughout the game, he got better.
He got better.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't let the pressure rattle him. He just continuously got better. And I was watching from the beginning, and at first I was like, okay, he's young, first game, jitters, whatever the case is going on. But as he's, drive after drive, quarter after quarter, I'm like, okay, now he looked good. He looked good.
Bro, I'm behind him 100%. Whether Dylan Gabriel starts or what happens with the quarterback room, I'm behind Shedeur. Like, he showed enough in that first game for me to be like, all right, bro, he got it.
I saw an interesting tweet, and there was a tweet that said, he reminds me of Tom Brady, right? And typically you don't get them comparisons because for the most part you compare, either white to white quarterbacks, or it's like, hey, skill set, because obviously he can scramble better than Tom. You know what I'm saying? But I think they talking about because his arm strength, he don't got the strongest arm, and neither did Tom, right? But the anticipation was there, the accuracy was there, but also it's just like maybe they just saw his mindset. And maybe that's what the comparison to Tom is. Obviously that's he got huge shoes to fill, but I thought that was an interesting tweet that I seen.
So how much, because I think majority of us are defensive guys. We've all, shared, except you. We've all shared about him getting the O-lineman, him, playing with the one receivers. I mean, it's different when you got Myles Garrett humming on that edge too.
Yeah. You brought that up.
It's different when you got Jalen Ramsey and he's like the defense one unit is out there. That's a little bit of difference.
For sure.
And I'm asking because we all played preseason as rookies. How much of that is just a confidence booster to get you to preseason 2 to 3 and then obviously prepare you for the season and whatnot? But obviously, when that season comes, those defensive ones is coming as well. So I guess I'm not knocking him. I'm just trying to figure out how much of it can you really tip the hat on, Shedeur's performance to prepare him to the actual regular season.
So I don't know if it should have, because they just brought out the depth chart again for the second game. He's still fourth string. Right?
Yeah.
So I think that's still warranted. Obviously, I'm not sure what they're seeing out of Dylan Gabriel outside of the higher draft pick and more money that warrants him being third over Shedeur. But it's all good. I just think it's a confidence booster.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. Just continue to stack your bricks and just continue to get better. And then, once your shot comes, You
You
know,
got to maximize that out.
absolutely.
I definitely want to share on it, especially because I know I got to pick my words carefully though, because I was the one that also talked about like I feel like the draft spot where he went, right? Remember we talked about this, where he went is comfortable for me. Like I know that I don't think that he showed enough in college to be a first round or like an early quarterback. Now, also in the same token, he's still better than some of the quarterbacks that went in front of him, right? So I do understand that. But what I will say is the point that you just brought up is what I saw from him, he definitely showed poise. He definitely showed his ability to scan the field, make the right throws, make the right reads. But again, that defense out there is not, that's not the dogs.
The Titans defense is not it either.
You know?
Wait, so you say you don't think he showed enough to go first round, right?
Yeah.
What round, like what evaluation would you have given him as far as grade?
I said he was somewhere between third and fifth round.
Because
That's originally what I said, but it was just tough with certain quarterbacks going in front of him.
Like Tyler Show, right? He ended up playing decent against the Chargers, right? But watching his college tape, like I don't see how, outside of intangibles, because I know they go off of intangibles a lot, and they go off of potential, right? Because they look at arm strength, and which is why Anthony Richardson went top 5 because he's OD athletic. But when you look at his numbers for this whole career, like he ain't never really had a solid season as a quarterback ever. So they look at potential. You know what I'm saying? A lot. So it's like, and maybe that's what it was with Shedeur. Outside of what we don't know about the interviews.
Yeah,
but
so
maybe it was like, yo, he don't got the strong arm. He ain't that fast. He ain't that tall.
When I broke it down, when I was talking about that, I looked at it for a couple of things. They looked at the level of talent that he played against every week and like what games that he really excelled in, right? Like you got into a shootout with Colorado State, right? Like they're not, like me personally, I know I was in the WAC Mountain West. I didn't play against Bama every week. I didn't play against SC every week. I didn't play against these lot more projected first rounders for them to say, yeah, he belongs in the first round or he belongs in the second or third round. My draft status was literally, okay, if he runs a fast 40 time, maybe he can go in the third round. I didn't run it, so I went in the fifth round. And that's just kind of what it was. It's like, if Shedeur, yeah,
fifth round,
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you know? So, and that was what it was to him. Like, it wasn't really a knock on him. It's just like, even when I look back at a lot of people who got drafted from 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round, unless you really, especially coming from a school that, like, you had to show some crazy intangible ability for you to come from a San Jose State or come from somewhere that's deemed, like y'all talked about Colorado being the game, like, oh yeah, we finna pass stats, you know? Like you gotta now show like the arm strength.